Well, thank you very much for coming out on this Boxing Day. Probably most of you are pleased. I can't wait to get out on Boxing Day. Let me out, let me out. We have a little bit of a different type of programme this evening. We're just having a very, very informal sort of talk. And going to look at some photographs and stuff of India. And so nothing heavy tonight.
Krishna
Hare Krishna. Cut it a little short this evening because we have a lot to get through, I think. So Prabhus informed me earlier. Thank you very much. It's very, very nice. Very grateful that you've all come along. It's very pleasing to me to be able to spend some of this Christmas holiday with my Christian family. Hare Krishna. Rather than the other one. Which is okay, but it's not quite as inspiring. Anyway, so we got something different this evening. I've been asked to do to show some holiday snaps. Haven't we? We've been asked to do this, so I don't know how we're going to do this, but it'll be interesting to see. So it may take a little while, and you know what the people are showing you their holiday snaps is like, don't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah? So expect a bit of that. So I hope you stay awake. But I'm sure Dhanagati will keep us amused.
Yeah.
With his reminiscences. So, I've got to set this up somehow. So in November, me, myself, Premaniketan and Dhanagati, we headed off to Prem's wife as well. We then met her later in the what do we call it? Pilgrimage? Pilgrimage. So we did a bit of a few weeks in India, and we had this great idea that we'd record it, at least to try and, for those of you who haven't been, or those of you who are hankering to go or miss it, then maybe it'll, inspire and uplift you. So who's never been to India? Okay, so everybody's been, so everybody knows what's coming, probably. Yes, apart from that you'll be going to see. So I'll give you a few pointers of what not to do. Although
we have a special guest coming from Canterbury. I'm sure some of you have met them. But we have Asim Prabhu and Balaram Shivanand Mukherjee and their 3 daughters here. So let us all welcome them with 5 chanting Hare
Hare Hare Krishna, lovely to see you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming all the way from Canterbury. Making it special.
Okay, so you can see by this picture we went first after a very long trip from the UK to Delhi, and then to Bhubaneswar, and then on to Puri, yes, which is on the coast, on the east coast, is it?
Yeah.
East coast, yes. Which is quite a long journey, so we were all a bit tired. We got there anyway, so that was the first place we went to. So what we're going to do is, we actually took about over 1,000 photographs and videos, which I'm not going to go through all of them. So hopefully I've picked out a few which will be relevant to where we were and nice. So and Prem, can I give you the mic? Will you come up here, or you take the mic? You can explain maybe a little bit about it. I'll try and I'll prompt you.
Yeah.
I'll do the pictures. You do a bit of commentary. If you need me to do any commentary, just let me know. Okay, so who has been to Puri? No? Okay, so Puri on the east coast is quite an amazing place, actually. Very, very amazing place. And the temple there, as you can probably see, that's a part of it, is gigantic. This Jagannath. This is where Jagannath, who's behind me, yes, Baladev and Subhadra are housed, and you've probably seen the pictures of the Rath Yatra in Puri. Millions of people go to this in the middle of the summer, and this temple is enormous. I mean, when I say enormous, it is absolutely gigantic, isn't it? Now, unfortunately, those of us with white skins are not allowed inside, which is a shame, but we went around the outside, and as you can see, Dhanagati and Prem were. And you can actually see a Jagannath through a doorway. I don't know if it's is it just a model? It's a replica, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
So for devotees who cannot go inside the temple,
there's a replica of Lord Jagannath is shown from the Simha Stambha, which is just kind of around here. Just where you see Lord Jagannath from distance, you can see. And that's what we had darshan from this place. We could see Lord Jagannath. What is most important that people, the devotees who can't get in, are just like Haridas Thakur. He voluntarily kind of said that he won't go inside the temple, and Lord Jagannath and Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he approved that. And then Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he found a place for him. From there, he could have a darshan of the flag of Lord Jagannath. So having darshan of flag is quite similar to having darshan of Lord Jagannath in person. So equal benefit. So that's what Haridas Thakur would do from there.
Okay, so this is just a few shots from around the exterior of the temple. One unfortunate thing has happened, well maybe it's not so unfortunate, there's a lot of temples now in India, when we travel around, don't allow you to take photographs inside. They always used to, but that's changed a lot now. You see a lot of temples where you're not allowed to take photographs, but these are a few just external pictures going around the outside of the Jagannath temple, which is, the atmosphere is pretty incredible. So if you do go to Puri, it's well worth a visit. Please go to Puri. This is just in the street, or this is just a house in one of the streets. This is like normal in India, when you're passing houses. Like just take a few photographs down the streets. Now, this is Haridas Thakur, I believe, if I'm correct. Yeah. Do you know these deities? There are a lot of deities. I probably took notes, but actually remembering all the names and all the temples they're in would be quite difficult. I believe this is in the Tota Gopinath. Yes.
That's a Tota Gopinath temple where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he concluded his pastimes and he entered into Gadadhar Pandit, Ashmati Radharani there, and he entered into the deities. Before that picture was a Siddha Bakula where Haridas Thakur would be sitting and doing his bhajan. And he would chant 300,000 names of Krishna daily. So practically 24 hours. He did not sleep. And that kind of very tree is still there and you can touch it. And they have caged it around. And Mukunda Prabhu, he had opportunity to sing the bhajan. Was it you or was it me? So we both sang bhajan there. But there's a pastime there, we won't go into that.
So these are a few pictures of that temple. This is where Haridas Thakur was chanting. This is the actual place. So this is inside that temple. So there's a few pictures here of the inside of that temple. Yes. And this is the tree. That's where Haridas Thakur was chanting. Yes. Oops. So you can see this tree is very old and it still grows there and it's protected. And this is a cow in the same area. One thing about going to India, of course, is you do see a lot of cows and monkeys, as you probably know. And the cows are very beautiful. So I always like going to the cows. Some of them are quite, what's the word? Show-offs. They can be very, very, they know you're coming. There's a couple on here I'll show you pictures of who actually were very expressive. They saw a camera and they were there. But this is very nice. This is the deity. This is Haridas Thakur, the temple. That photograph of the deities, by the way, I took just a little story about that. I actually took that. There wasn't any photography allowed, was there? And I took it sort of very quickly, and I thought there was a lot of Bengali women. I mean, if anybody's been to Bengal, you know what Bengali women are like. Yes? They're lovely. So I sort of sneakily took a photograph of the deities And within about 2 seconds, I was set on by about 20 screaming Bengali women. It was quite horrendous, frightened the life out of me. But and they were pretty heavy, weren't they?
And you did not know why they were shouting at you.
I didn't know. I couldn't understand what they were saying. But they caught me, and I thought they weren't looking at the time, but they were. Anyway, but this deity of Haridas Thakur is not inside the temple. It's only the deities they didn't like us taking photographs of. So, and we all know who Haridas Thakur. Who doesn't know who Haridas Thakur is? Yeah, everybody knows Haridas Thakur. Okay. There's Jagannath. I'm not sure where that one is. Another house just down the road as you walk around from the streets. And another one. As you can see in Bengal, they like these, and so you get a lot of these sort of statues and deities and everything in porches of people's houses and everything else. Very colourful and very nice to see.
More or less every household, they have tulsi outside in the courtyard. Every household has tulsi in Jagannath Puri and they worship. Every household.
Okay, so a lot of these general. I'm going to go through them quite quickly, not explain too much about them, because a lot of them are just street photographs, etc., etc.
That's a total.
That's Total.
That's total.
That was the one I took secretly and then got set upon.
Yeah, that's the way you were told off.
Yeah, right, and I got told off very badly. Prem managed to calm them down, of course.
Yeah, so these are very old, and at least 500 years old deities, and they were there at the time of Lord Jagannath, Lord Gaurang Mahaprabhu. And Lord Gaurang Mahaprabhu, this is kind of temple not far from Jagannath Puri. This is just about maybe 1.5 kilometers. We walked all the way from Jagannath Puri temple to this temple, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go and perform his Sankirtan there when he finally came back from South India Yatra, and came back, and he had a routine that every day he would go around, and he would definitely go to Haridas Thakur every single day. He promised that he will come and give him his darshan, and he will send Lord Jagannath Mahaprasad every single day to Haridas Thakur. So this is the place where Lord Gaurang Mahaprabhu he used to go and have Sankirtan, and also this is the deity where Lord Gaurang Mahaprabhu he entered into the deity when he concluded his pastimes of this earthly planet. So very, very important place in our Gaudiya Vaishnavas.
There's another interesting, for me anyway, another interesting event happened when we were in this particular place. Now this place is a place where Haridas Thakur chanted the Hare Krishna mantra hundreds of thousands of times a day. Daily he was chanting hundreds of thousands of times. And there was a Vaishnava there and he was doing some bhajan and he said, why don't you come and do some chanting? Bhajan. So we did with the drum and everything else, didn't we? But they wouldn't let us chant the Hare Krishna Maha mantra, which was really strange. And they came out and said, no, you can't chant Hare Krishna mantra. You can chant a certain mantra, which I can't remember, which was Govinda. But they wouldn't let us chant Hare. I mean, this was very strange to me. In a place where, Haridas Thakur was teaching everybody to chant Hare Krishna Maha mantra, they wouldn't let us do it, which is rather odd. We had certain theories about it, and I'm not sure quite whether we were right in our theories, but what a strange thing. Because it's not, we have to understand these are not ISKCON temples, they're not ISKCON-owned places, they're quite often owned by Brahmin families, etc., etc., which was a very strange thing. But they wouldn't let us do it. They knew we were ISKCON perhaps, maybe that's why, I'm not sure. But we weren't allowed to chant the full mantra, we had to chant, they gave us some bhajan we could chant, wouldn't let us chant Hare Krishna Maha mantra. Very odd, wasn't it? You have a theory about that? No. So anyway, so that was interesting, man. Strange things happening.
So didn't you ask anybody around, like, why you don't Bhakti?
I think this happened sometime
In the past?
in the last 500 years ago. So every matha there, they have different kind of ways of chanting the names of Krishna and Gaura and Mahaprabhu. So we didn't have kind of chance to ask why don't you chant Hare Krishna mantra, why not, why this. But that was astonishing for us, because if you read through the pages of Chaitanya Charitamrita, the description of how Haridas Thakur would chant Hare Krishna mantra, but in this temple we were not allowed to chant.
When I was there, they let us chant japa. There was no problem with chanting
japa.
japa.
Was fine.
But when I went up to the altar to give a donation, the head pujari said, "I bless you to be an Indian in your next life."
Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
So you can't go into the Danagati. You switch. There's a switch.
Do you know what mantra do they chant there?
They chant Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Shri Radha Govinda.
It's a different.
Yeah.
So we then kind of listened to them, and we chanted that mantra instead of Hare Krishna. So we didn't argue at all. We just listened to them. So they came and shouted that person who allowed us to kind of take the middle and start chanting.
It does seem odd
So
though.
I understood why they were saying that. So I said, whatever mantra you want us to chant, we will chant. It's the name of Krishna anyway, it doesn't matter really, does it?
No.
Not that much. So we chanted that mantra for like 15-20 minutes.
It's just
Yeah,
nice.
nice.
Anyway, so Puri is a resort, a seaside resort as well. So this is a picture on the beach. It's a camel, of course. I don't know who that is on the beach. But it's a really beautiful beach. I mean, it's a very, very big beach. And there are a lot of people in Puri. Puri is, at this particular time we were there, it was very, very, thousands and thousands of people in Puri. But the waves are amazing. The sea is amazing there, and the waves coming in are beautiful. And there's a spot there where Lord Chaitanya went into the sea, and we know that pastime, where in ecstasy, he thought it was a Yamuna river and was had to be taken out. There's a spot there, we visited that spot. There's Danagati getting off the camel. But you can see it's a very big beach. That's just, we're maybe in the centre of it. They're a very long, very nice, very beautiful place, actually. With camel rides. We don't have donkeys. It's not like Blackpool. You have camel rides instead of donkeys. Puri. This is Srila Prabhupada in the ISKCON temple in Puri. Now, the ISKCON temple in Puri is out of the way, actually. When we got there, we thought, wow, this is right out of the city. It's a very remote, like a nice little small holding. They have cows and things like that. But you can see, like Vrindavan, you'll see Vrindavan later. The Vrindavan temple, when Srila Prabhupada, that was built, that was quite rural. But now it's like surrounded by hotels and buildings and everything else. And the one in Puri is the same. This is a beautiful little temple, which I don't think is going to be rural for very long, because you can see the hotels and the big buildings start to be built around it. But this is Srila Prabhupada in the ISKCON temple there in Puri, which was a very nice place, very sweet, very nice Pujari there who welcomed us. This is just another street photo. Someone on the street I took, walking through the streets of Puri. So after Puri, we headed off to Calcutta. This was an interesting journey, and probably the worst journey I've ever had in my life, if I'm honest. So we were at the train station, and this was our sleeping accommodation on the overnight train, which was the most uncomfortable journey I've ever had in my life.
Oh, it's a two-tire AC. That was uncomfortable.
It looks comfortable, doesn't it?
They will explain
They couldn't switch, the air conditioning wouldn't switch off for a start.
Oh, right, right.
Now, in Indian trains, I mean, you think, it'd be nice and smooth,
You're lucky you weren't in standard class.
They move like this.
No, we were in the luxury compartment. Sorry. Well, you were okay. It was okay. Did you enjoy it, Danagati? The train?
We had
some of these trains can be like that, but there are some trains which are very good.
Yeah.
But this obviously on that particular line, they have put old trains.
Yeah. It was interesting. We had to do it. It was great, good fun. But
Yeah.
This was overnight train from Puri to Kolkata.
And we thought, our Dankati Prabhu, he wanted to have a train journey. I said, okay, we'll fulfill your desire. So this was the first class compartment, coupe. And in that, we had a company of cockroaches. Soon we were there, we found cockroaches, they were kind of popping out everywhere. And air conditioning was really, really cold. Really
that
cold.
can be a problem.
But I slept, I gone, but these two, they couldn't sleep. I slept. Cockroaches wasn't bothered, come on, we'll do whatever you like.
The only one who got any sleep that night.
Yes, I slept with cockroaches.
Gotta guide you, you ask for a train ride again.
But you got to do it. You have to do it.
Yeah. And we had our dinner in the train. So I think we collected our dinner.
How long was the journey? This one?
This was about 9 hours or 8 hours, 9 hours journey.
yeah, very nice. But it has to be experienced. Like everything in India, you have to experience these things. And then we arrived in Calcutta and we went straight to here. And this is a park opposite the ISKCON temple in Calcutta. This is a beautiful, beautiful park with a lake named after Srila Prabhupada, Vedanta Swami Sarovar. Beautiful place to go and chant and wander around. I just took a few photographs around there, so you can see there's some statues. Very lovely place.
That's the pond where Srila Prabhupada used to go and chant his rounds when he walking kind of.
Yeah.
He was Grasta. So he would go there and chant his rounds. So not long ago, about I think 10 years ago, ISKCON.
Because we have very good rapport with the Chief Minister of West Bengal. I will show the picture of our Radharaman Prabhu, who is a very close friend of mine. We studied together, and that's him. So she basically named that pond after Srila Prabhupada, just in the last 10 years. It's a very nice stream. They kind of put a lot of things around there. Nice pathways to chant your rounds. A lot of locals come and do their jogging there. And that's our Radharaman Prabhu. He's very famous, and he's our spokesperson of ISKCON in India. And he's very influential personality. He was my senior in the college by 2 years. And he's the person who brought me in the shelter of Srila Prabhupada. So it was very emotional meeting him after 22 years. I met him in person. We talk on the phone, on WhatsApp, but I met him after 22 years. Very caring, very loving devotee.
Yeah, this was lovely. This particular place here where we are now, he came and picked us up and took us here, is where Srila Prabhupada appeared, his birthplace. This is exactly the place where Srila Prabhupada appeared. And this tree that they have here, which has been now cut down, I'll explain a little about this. They're building as you can see there, this is a project that ISKCON has taken. This area is under this tree, which was in exactly this place, is where Srila Prabhupada was born. His mother was in the temple. She was pregnant and came into labour and got back to this place where this tree, where you can see the remains of this jackfruit tree, is. And the beautiful story about this jackfruit tree is that it was very, very old, this tree. And Radharaman was telling us that it was hundreds of years old, very old. You can tell by the wood. But it had actually finished its life, but it wouldn't die. It wasn't producing any fruit, but it wouldn't die. And it died at the moment that they got the land. And they bought the land and got the place to build this shrine for Srila Prabhupada's birthday. Then the jackfruit tree died, exactly at that point. So that's a pretty little mystical story. So they're keeping that tree and they're building this whole area around there. They're also trying to get some other places around there. So that's the exact place where Srila Prabhupada was born. our Saviour. So a very emotional place to go to, and a beautiful project that's really expanding beautifully. Radha Raman, I think, is in charge of that project. Yeah, very nice. These ladies are in the courtyard there of this project. As you can see, they're doing the prasadam and making garlands, etc., etc. This is at the Calcutta temple. Shrine to Srila Prabhupada with Body of the Jaladut. Very nice statue. This is Calcutta at night, just a couple of pictures. That's Indira Gandhi, I believe, is it? Yeah. And these are the deities in the Calcutta ISKCON temple.
Beautiful deities.
Very, very beautiful. Yeah, lovely. There's a darshan of them, Lord Chaitanya, and Srila Prabhupada, of course. And Jagannath and Baladev Subhadra in that temple, Calcutta. After Calcutta, we didn't spend too long in Calcutta, just a couple of days. We ended up in Mayapur. Yes,
we went to the place where Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, his guru, gave him instruction to take this knowledge, this bhakti, to the West.
Couldn't take any
And we spoke to him. Yeah, we couldn't take any photograph there. But we all became very emotional because unless this was for Srila Prabhupada, we wouldn't be here today and talking about this. So birthplace and this place where we went, our Dankati Prabhu nearly broke down seeing that place, and also the place where Srila Prabhupada was born. And Radharman Prabhu made it very special. He served us nice lunch there, and he made us perform arti there as well. Very special.
Where exactly was this?
Kolkata.
Yeah,
Calcutta,
whereabouts in Calcutta?
Do you remember the name of the place? Hang on a second, I think I might have made a note.
Yeah, you may have.
No, I did make some notes. It's where Bhakti Siddhanta roof.
Yeah, so that place is now under ISKCON, and it's being developed absolutely back to the glory as it was in I think 1928. 1928, where Srila Prabhupada received the instruction from his guru. So it was very dilapidated state of that building, but ISKCON has renovated and everything back to exactly how it was at the time. So a lot of hard work Radharaman Prabhu has put, a lot of hard work. Yeah.
Ultadanga.
Ultadanga.
Oh, right, okay.
Ultadanga. Yeah, so if you go to Kolkata, please go. That's the reason we went to Kolkata, because we wanted to go and see these places of Srila Prabhupada.
They've preserved the building beautifully. They've restored it back to the way it was. It's a very nice place. Beautiful. So anyway, then we were then from Calcutta, we went to Mayapur. This is a picture from the guest house room. Srila Prabhupada's Pushpa Samadhi in Mayapur. Who's been to Mayapur? Okay, just a few pictures around Mayapur then. So this is Bhakti Siddhanta temple, right? Gaudiya Math temple.
Yeah, that's the Gaudiya Math.
Down the road from ISKCON. On the road, the ISKCON complex is very large, Hare Krishna land in Mayapur. But down the road is Yogapeeth, and where Lord Chaitanya's appeared. Where Bhakti Siddhanta had his temple, and all these places are very close, so they're all within walking distance, at least rickshaw distance. So a few photographs from that area. There is also a Jagannath temple, which this is one of my favourite temples. Actually, I love this place. This place has got such a sweet atmosphere. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. It's a little bit outside of Mayapur, but we did Kirtan there, and Dhanagati and Premaniketan were blissed out there, as you can tell. If you do go to Mayapur, do visit the Jagannath temple. It's such a lovely place.
Yes, very nice.
Yeah. There's a few photographs here from down the street in Mayapur, just as you can see. There's lots of temples, it's just like anywhere you go in when we visit these places of pilgrimage, Mayapur, Vrindavan, there are always lots of temples to visit and look at, and all beautiful architecture and everything else. Very, very lovely places to look at. This is the Ganges in Mayapur, part of it. There's a couple of blissed out devotees going across the Ganges to Navadvip on the ferry. Just a few things. It was quite close to Durga Puja, I believe, around the time we were in Mayapur, and there's a lot of that down there, so wherever you go around the streets you see lots of things like this. So just a few odd photographs of the street in Navadvip. This is over the other side of the river from Mayapur. This temple, remember the name? It's Gauranga.
Yeah, that's the Gauranga Rai temple. That's in Nadia district. So we have to cross the Ganges and cross. I think we walked around all those temples, didn't we?
This is Jagannath Das Babaji.
That's Jagannath Das Babaji's Samadhi. So he is the guru of. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, Param Guru he is. Yeah.
He was the spiritual master who you may see people that carried in a basket. When he was very, very old, he was very doubled over and they had to carry him in a basket. And when they were looking back to when Thakur was trying to find the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, they took him there in this basket. He was over 100 years old, 104, 105 years old, very, very, and he was doubled over, like you've probably seen pictures of him carrying him. And when they arrived at this particular spot, he jumped out of the basket and started dancing. And that was where the place of Lord Chaitanya's birthplace is, if you go there now. So it's quite amazing. Another little story. So that's Jagannath Das Babaji. Yeah. Just a picture taken around that temple, which is also a very nice temple on the. You can see how blissed out they were. We got
Now I can tell you one thing. If you are with these two devotees, you are never going to get bored.
No, one thing, it was good company. We never had there was never a dull moment, was there, Duncan?
Never devotion.
And all day to Dhani Guru. You can never get bored if you know with them.
No. Just a few more pictures around that area. Cows. That's obviously the TOVP from the river. On the other side of the river, you can see this temple you can see it from everywhere, because Mayapur, the area is very flat, actually. There's no hills or mountains, but this temple just zooms. You can see it from every valley. It's just it towers above everything. It's such a beautiful, beautiful temple. I'm not sure when it's going to be open, but we expected it to be opened in 2022, I think, wasn't it, at one point. But it's still going on, but it's an immense work. I mean, it takes a lot of money, and a lot of manpower, and a lot of organisation to get this temple open. I think the temple room will hold, 10,000 people, is it?
Yeah.
I think the main temple room, and it's open. It's gigantic. TOVP, and I'll have a Vedic planetarium inside the dome. So amazing place to visit when it's open. You can get in. You can go inside. You can have a tour inside. It's not finished yet, unfortunately. Just another picture of the temple. This is, sorry, back to Calcutta again. It looks like the pictures may not be in order. This is in Calcutta temple. Back to Mayapur again. Sometimes they go out of order. So this is Mayapur inside the ISKCON complex. This is like the market around the TOVP. So you can see how big the sort of ISKCON complex is from some of these photographs here. This is just the lake outside the Srila Prabhupada's Samadhi. And that's it at night with the fountains going. Very beautiful. Very nice place to visit. As you can see, we're all enjoying our visit there. This is obviously inside the temple at Mayapur with Panchatattva, Lord Chaitanya there, the morning program. This is Lord Chaitanya's parents, yes? So when you go to Lord Chaitanya's birthplace, you're not allowed to take photos there anymore But the Pujari here allowed me to take a photograph of this, but not any more of the other stuff. So this is a little shrine to them at the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. Again, under a tree. There's the tree there which Lord Chaitanya was born under.
It's called Siddhapit.
Yeah. So,
It's called Siddhapit. It's where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born. And there was I think there's a neem tree.
Yoga feet.
Yoga Peeth. Yeah. And there's a neem tree still there under that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born. Same family, but the same neem tree there. Yeah. Yoga Peeth.
there's a little mini Vrindavan in Mayapur, isn't there? And this is a kund, they call it Radha Kund, they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a little Radha Kund, and there's also a little mini Govardhan Hill,
Yes.
which you can walk around as well. So Premaniketan got great pleasure in splashing us with water here. Making my hair go frizzy. Did it make your hair go frizzy?
And apparently Lord Chaitanya used to bathe in that kund.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah? Oh, okay. That's good information. So yeah, that's that kund there, that's just over there. This is Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, the Jagannath temple I was talking about earlier. You may have seen pictures of these deities if you've been there, but it's a very, very lovely temple. It's such a sweet atmosphere. This is the Bhajan Kutir. This is where Srila Prabhupada stayed when he was in Mayapur originally. Here is 24-hour Kirtan going on here, all day long and all night long. It never stops here. This is right by the entrance to the ISKCON complex, so this is where it all started really, but this is where Prabhupada would stay when he was in Mayapur, when they were originally starting the Mayapur project. Just a very simple hut with a straw roof, but obviously it all stems from there. So, or the Bhajan Kutir. Happy shoppers. If you want any beads, there's a plethora. Every shop, every store. It's difficult to find things which aren't selling tulsi or books or anything Krishna related. The same in Mayapur as in Vrindavan. You do get the occasional chemist and fruit vendor and everything else, but everything is Krishna related. You can't forget Krishna in Mayapur or Vrindavan, and they're all there's so much nice stuff. Ari's smiling. You like shopping. You'd love it there.
No, we were looking for man beads. Man beads.
Man beads.
Yeah, man bead, for chanting.
Big ones.
Big ones. With bead back.
But he was too tight to spend the money they wanted. Big tulsi beads are nice to chant on, actually. I think this is Navadvip, this picture here. Yeah. Not Mayapur. No, Navadvip's just across the river from Mayapur. A little bit of the jungle. It's still very rural around Mayapur, and fortunately, there's a lot of jungle. You can go for nice walks into the jungle with the monkeys and everything else. So it's very sweet, very nice atmosphere, Mayapur. This is in the grounds of Srila Prabhupada's Pushpa Samadhi. This is japa time, I believe, looking at these two blissed out devotees here. Who's that?
It looks very saintly, doesn't
It's
it?
like Buddha. This is the car that Srila Prabhupada used to use when he was in Mayapur back in the day. That in a place just there. It's a lovely old car. That's the one that Prabhupada used to use.
Ambassador.
Huh?
Old ambassador car.
Yeah, ambassador, is that what it is? You never saw Rajneesh in one of them, did you?
They use the bricks to stop them.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Sort of starting.
These are Radha Madhava, of course. This is the deities in the temple. Very, very beautiful. This me, it's hypnotic. You know, when you go into the Mayapur temple and see these deities, it's just like, and they're so big as well. They're not small. They're really big, as you probably know. The Panchatattva deities are gigantic, aren't they? They're 10 foot, something like that. You know, these aren't small deities, and but Radha Madhava are just like hypnotically beautiful, transcendentally beautiful, and they're so well looked after, and so gorgeously dressed, aren't they? They're just, it's difficult to put into words how beautiful they are until you see them in real life. Pictures are beautiful, but there's just something else. The Panchatattva in the temple. And there's the standard of worship in these places is phenomenally good. It's just so nice. It's a cow. There are probably lots of pictures of cows actually. This is at the Goshala, yeah. There are 550 cows in Mayapur, in the ISKCON Goshala, apparently. So quite a few. And they're all beautifully cared and looked after. They provide all the necessary stuff. They probably, I imagine, there are vast amounts of paneer served. So they have to be producing pretty vast amounts of milk as well. But they're happy cows. I mean, they're happy to do it. That's their service. They love to do it, don't they? And they are served. And that's the symbiotic relationship between human beings and cows. That's how it should be. That's how Krishna arranged it. That's how he set it up in the first place. And they're happy, and then we become happy, and everybody serving each other. That's Krishna consciousness, right? And that's not just for human beings, but for everything. What are these, David?
This is another story.
So
This is a great story.
Tell that story, Prabhu.
As you can see, this is a pair of very nice sandals.
Story for another time.
Now I'm going to tell this one because we had to take a photograph of these. Outside of the temple, you leave your shoes on the street before you go into the temple, right? And there are hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of people who visit the temple. So there are a lot of sandals. So you can understand people make mistakes sometimes. Anyway, so we came out of the temple, me and Preman. Danagati wasn't feeling too well, I don't think, and he went back to the room. So we came out of the temple and we were looking at the sandals and thought, well, the Danagati sandals there. He must have come back, so where is he? So we were looking around trying to find him and everything, so I thought, I'll ring him. So I rang him, I said, where are you? He said, I'm back at the hotel room. I said, oh. I said, have you got your sandals? He said, yeah. I said, are you sure they're your sandals? He said, yeah. They're nice sandals. And I said, well, your sandals are here, because they've got a name on them. They had a name, I can't remember the name of them. They've got a name on them anyway. These ones here, you see, don't have a name on them. Can you notice that? They also they're sort of they're brown colour. Danagati's green, I believe.
Yeah.
So then he said, and I said, you sure? Just double check. And he said, oh no, they're not my they're not mine. Now this was a few hours later. So he came back and we swapped over the sandals and left these sandals there, right? For the poor lady, because they're ladies' sandals as well.
So he took the lady's sandal and walked up to the hotel room.
So we checked back about 6 or 7 hours later and the sandals were still there, so we took a photograph of it, but the poor lady had to go home barefooted, so back to wherever she went, Calcutta or something. It's an easy mistake to make, anybody could do it.
Yeah, you can mistake, men's sandal for women and women's sandal. No, he managed to fit in, see?
So his feet are quite small.
No, they're not.
Very nice sandals. This devotee was doing the Harinams around Mayapur, right? Yes, around the Mayapur complex in the evenings. He was in charge of that, very nice. So we joined in with that. Another picture of the TOVP from outside of the complex. Okay, now I think the next day we went to Ekachakra. We visited a place called Ekachakra. This is where Lord Nityananda was born. Yes, you all know who Lord Nityananda is. Yes, Gaur Nitai. You know. So this is his birthplace. This is a picture of the ISKCON temple in Ekachakra. And a few other temples around there. There are some very nice places there. You can visit Nityananda's birthplace. And the temples, so just a few temples, pictures from Ekachakra here. That's a goat. Temples are everywhere. This is simple as that. You're always stumbling across these temples. Some of them very famous, some of them not so famous. But I couldn't remember all the names. You may remember, I don't know. But another nice.
So the Ekachakra is not the place Bhima kills Bakasura, is it? No. Okay.
So Ekachakra is the place of Parents' Day. It's appearance place of Lord Nityananda.
Yeah.
And those deities were worshipped by his parents.
There's two women, female deities and one Lord Krishna.
Yes, Lord Krishna there, and there's Radharani, and there's one more personality there. I think that was Janava Mataji, I think. Janava was his wife. Janava.
Was that the temple they wouldn't let us in? There was one they wouldn't let us in. This is the entrance to a temple that me and Dhanagati weren't allowed into, I believe. Very beautiful, nice complex, but they wouldn't. They wouldn't let us into the temple because of theirs. Yeah. We come from a degraded society, I guess. More cows, more temples. This is in the ISKCON. This is the ISKCON temple in Ekachakra. Outside the main entrance.
Beautiful temple, beautiful deities, very high class worship.
Yeah, that's one thing that struck me actually. The ISKCON temples are the standard of worship and everything else is really, really high. Yeah. It's very, very encouraging to see that. That's how beautifully kept, and how well managed, and how beautifully ordered and everything is. Another Prabhupada Samadhi. A yogi. Chanting. This is inside Srila Prabhupada's Pushpa Samadhi in Mayapur. This is part of. There's a museum in here on the floor above us, working around a museum that demonstrates all Srila Prabhupada's pastimes, with like dioramas. So, but that's again, it's an amazing place, very beautifully decorated. Radha Madhava again, with the gopis and on the altar. Again, they have a sort of a certain times you can take photographs now. You can't take photographs all the time there. I got told off for videoing, Guru Puja actually. But I didn't see anything to tell me that. But they, no videoing or taking photos between this time and this time. So they're instigating that in a lot of places now. And can understand it to a degree, I think, because a lot of people just go and start taking selfies of themselves with the deities, and it's like some temples you go in and all you see is just a bank of people taking photographs of themselves with the deities. That's not why you go to a temple, is it? So I can understand why they do it, so.
Radharani's Sakhi?
Ashtasakhi.
Lalita,
Vishaka. Yeah.
But amazing worship. Isn't it? It's just amazing. Imagine dressing them and all this sort of stuff every day. Beautiful, beautiful worship. And Narasimhadev, that's also in the Mayapur temple main complex. Narasimha, yeah. And big oily women like to make a noise when he appears, don't they? Very noisy, isn't it? In the Bengal temples. And Srila Prabhupada also in Mayapur temple. Mayapur High Street, I suppose, at night, outside of the temple. This is in Ekachakra, again, outside of the ISKCON temple. couple of photos of some ugly bloke. Now this, after Mayapur, we went to Jaipur. So we had to go to Calcutta. Airport, get a flight to. Pictures keep falling down us. I shouldn't laugh, should I? No. So we had a little incident, the taxi rang. The reason I took this photograph because it was another amusing incident, the taxi rang. Mayapur is very, Jaipur is pretty much, very directed at tourists, right? Yeah. And so from that degree, there's a lot of organisation. It's a very, really well-ordered place, actually, the airport and everything else. But you can see that they're out to make money. Yes, very much, and they do it in a very well-ordered way. A lot of India, you don't get that, but Jaipur, you can tell, is very, very focused on tourism. And the taxi driver said, "I'll meet you outside because otherwise you have to pay some extra money to get out past the security." So we walked out to the outside of the security. He came along and they decided to search him and found our bags in the security zone. So we had this whole incident there where the taxi driver was getting reprimanded very badly and we had to just wait around for him. We felt like criminals, didn't we? All this with about 6 or 7 security guards and this and everything. Anyway, that was just a little amusing incident. I found it amusing anyway. Okay, then we met up with these people when we were in Jaipur. Now this is, the lady second from the left is Kanupriya, who's a very good friend of Kalakanti Devi Dasi, or Jill's very good friend who she sees and was staying with when she went to India. Yes. So she showed me and Dhanagati around a lot of Govardhan and Jaipur and everywhere else. She was with us all the time and looked after us very, very well. Along with Padmanabha Swami, who is next to, who's that next to? Oh, it's you. So this gentleman here, this Swami, Padmanabha. I never pronounce it properly. Huh? Padmanabha Swami.
Nabha is umbilical. Padma is lotus. Padma, Nabha.
Oh,
It's the name of Lord Vishnu.
yeah, okay. And he's, frankly amazing personality. And he and Kanupriya looked after us for quite a while when we were in India. So there's a couple of photographs of a little group of us who we met up with in Jaipur. There's another few people we met up with in Jaipur.
So they are Jaipur monkeys, they are very well behaved.
They're well behaved, yeah. They don't give you any problems.
Oh no.
No, they're very well behaved, yeah. Yeah. Totally different to Vrindavan monkeys. This temple, do you want to explain about this temple? This is Govinda. Sorry? Yeah.
So that's the Govind Devji temple.
This is an
extraordinary temple, and the kind of devotion you see there, you probably don't see anywhere else. Doesn't matter where you go. So
I've never experienced it.
yes, you go for Mangalarti, you have thousands of devotees. They're there, and with such a melodious bhajan, they worship Lord Krishna there. And it's beautiful to see that young, old, kids, everyone comes there. So this temple, so original deities, they belong to Vrindavan. So Govind Devji is Abhideya. The Prayojan deities of our lineage. And they were brought from Vrindavan to Jaipur by King Man Singh. When Aurangzeb, they attacked Vrindavan to destroy temples there. So he rescued them from Vrindavan all the way to Jaipur. And since then they have been residing there and they have been worshipped beautifully. Very nice temple. If you want to go to Jaipur, please go, and I love this temple.
It's incredible.
I've never experienced any an atmosphere like it. I don't think there's anywhere. This is the entrance to it, I think. It's on the ground.
Yes.
Yeah. I just remember these.
So
We were taken around some other temples in Jaipur as well.
So that's the Radha Gopinath temple.
Radha Gopinath?
Yeah, so Radha Gopinath ji also belongs.
To Vrindavan. So 3 deities. So out of 7 deities of Vrindavan, the main prominent deities of Vrindavan, 3 were brought to Jaipur. 3 or 4? No, 3. So that's Radha Gopinath ji and Govind Dev ji and then Radha Madan Mohan. And Radha Madan Mohan ji are in Karoli. We'll show you the picture later.
We weren't allowed to photograph them. This is,
Radha Gopinath.
yeah.
Again, the atmosphere in Jaipur, every temple you go, the devotees, they come, sit down and do bhajans and chant, and everything is perfect, beautiful looks like. And that's how the temple should be, that you go not just to take selfies and take pictures and walk away and that's it done. But go and chant your rounds or do Kirtan and associate with devotees, and that's what it is. Yeah.
This is a Tulsi suit, a Tulsi coat and cap that's in the temple. Where Madhu Pandit found the Gopinath, yes, deity in the forest. I don't know if you know that story, but that's in the temple there. And that coat and hat all made from Tulsi. It's quite amazing.
That's Radha Vinodiji.
Radha Vinod. Radha Vinodiji. That's Jaipur?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. This is Jaipur now. I think we're coming up now. After this is just outside this.
So when Radha Govind Dev ji were brought from Vrindavan to Jaipur, the king did not have an appropriate place for him at the time. So they had this place where they placed him at the time. When they constructed the new temple, then they moved him kind of from here to that temple. In the new temple where we saw the earlier place, the king's palace was kind of there up there in the hill, and from there he could see Shri Radha Govind Dev ji from the estate, his face he could see. So he was such a devotee of Lord that he created a kind of special place for him, and from the from his palace he could have darshan of the Lord.
Yes, amazing.
Beautiful.
See it with the gardens going right up to his palace, straight into the window, if you like, of the temple. It's quite incredible. Yeah, so pictures. Those times getting on. So this is Jaipur. Just some odd pictures around temples and places in Jaipur. Kanapriya and Padma. This is a lake. Yeah.
That's a Jalma.
Now, just to clarify how amazing this Swami was. This is in our hotel, right? And he was, as you can see, he's got there a little cooker, and he's cooking for us. You know? And he would get up 2 or 3 hours before we did to make sure that he cooked food to take with us and everything, because he wouldn't eat in restaurants or go to anything, obviously, because Swamis don't do that sort of thing. But he'd cook for all of us, didn't he? And he'd make sure that he was up 2 or 3 hours before us all to cook us breakfast and lunch and stuff, and take it with us and everything. It was such a beautiful. I mean, in every place that he took us, he was constantly giving us all of the leela and all the pastimes and explaining everything, and just constantly serving 100% all the time, 24/7. I mean, amazing personality. So,
Never seen like this before.
you know,
Not experienced like this before.
there's him serving us lunch in the hotel.
So he single-handedly, so he had an induction cooker, and he had a tin kind of dabba, I think. And in that became our kind of pot, and in that we cooked rice, he cooked sabji, and he cooked dal and everything there, and he made a nice, food, and then he served us as well. Incredible personality, such a humble, such a simple person, not come across at all.
Where does he live from?
So he lives in Govardhan.
Govardhan.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
from Govardhan.
yeah. So he's from Gaudiya Math. He's from Govardhan. It was really fortunate to meet him. So I stayed in the same room with Maharaj.
Some things are quite difficult to describe. So I kind of paid my obeisances to him, because he's sannyasi and he's very exalted personality. And he paid obeisances back to me, saying that you are a pure devotee and you shouldn't be paying obeisances to me. I'm like, out of order, that's
And even when we were in Govardhan, we were staying at the ashram, he even installed a European toilet for delegates. while he was staying in the room. Oh, you don't want to go in an Indian toilet? I'll get you an English throne to sit on. And that must have cost money. It wasn't, nothing was too much. It's in the Govinda temple. Just a few pictures around that area.
This is our Radha Govind Devi temple.
Mm.
We used to go back.
Was
This
it
was
cold?
our-
Was it cold in Calcutta?
No, this is in Jaipur. The
Jaipur.
morning was cold, so
Yeah.
we came from Mangal Aarti in the morning, and then we sat and did our japa in the morning there. It was beautiful atmosphere, very nice.
This is in a tuk-tuk. We did a lot of that.
Yeah, this is back to Jaipur. This is back to Jaipur.
Yeah.
Jaipur.
Another group photograph.
Jaipur.
Yeah, in Jaipur with Swami. Just a few. As we were touring around Jaipur, just a few odd pictures there. Now this is the monkey temple. I think you left us then. Prem had to go and visit his mother. And left us. We then did a taxi drive from Jaipur to Govardhan. We stopped at the monkey temple here on the way. So there's a few pictures from that, which is another amazing complex of temples and everything else. We stopped on the way. Just a few pictures from there. And this, I think, is Karoli, yeah. So then after the monkey temple, which is, there might be a few more pictures that might come up. They've gone out of order a bit, because there are so many photographs, and it's hard to remember exactly the order of the sequence of events, but this is Karoli. And this is the monkey temple. This is the monkey temple up in the hills. Very beautiful place to visit, actually. Very, very interesting temple. Complex. As you can see, there's a lake there and everything else. Beautiful. I mean, so many places to wander around and visit in these
Is
places.
it Hanuman temple or it's
I don't think there's a Hanuman there, was there?
monkey?
No, they called it the monkey temple, I think, because of the surrounding area. There was a lot of monkeys used to come and,
Is there
inhabit
any
it.
deity picture inside or just the...
No, we couldn't. I don't know if there's any pictures of. There might be. This was inside. I remember there was one thing that was quite fascinating. It was a lamp or a candle that had been burning there for hundreds of years. Yeah, which never went out as well. I think we're going into where this candle is now. This lamp. You've heard that story? We visited this place. It's right in a very dark place of the monkey temple. There's a little room and there's this candle which just burns. And it's been burning for about 300 years. And it never goes out. Very interesting. And that's down in that area. This is outside of that area. All in this, around the monkey temple place, which they call the monkey temple. I'm not sure what the actual name of it is. I know that's probably not the correct name, but I'll have to look it up. But a very amazing place to have a wander around. There's some deities from there. think that's where this wrist, the band on my wrist came from. This gentleman here, this Pujari was doing the cloth. Yeah, there's more deities in that temple. This is the room where the candle is, I think, that burns all the time.
Yeah, it does say Hanuman Mandir.
There's Hanuman. Yeah, there is Hanuman. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful places, beautiful deities, beautiful little temple rooms. I think Danagati got another thread there, and I had to pay the Pujari for that, by the way, you owe me. More cows. Very lovely place. This is the temple in Karoli. Yeah. You weren't supposed to take photographs in here. I managed to take a couple very sneakily. But, there was a security guy who was going around and slapping people, I remember, quite hard, so I kept out of his way. But lovely. That's a really beautiful. That was a really nice temple as well. It's a very, very Rajasthani type of decoration and everything else. Very nice. That's isn't it?
Just Radha Madan Mohanji. And there's a bit longish story how Radha Madan Mohanji from Jaipur, he went to Karoli. It's a very sweet story. Shall I tell the story?
Came from Vrindavan to...
Yeah, so they came from Vrindavan to Jaipur, and the king had a daughter who was a very, very exalted devotee, and she, so time came for her marriage, and she said that she will take Radha Madan Mohanji with her, and king was very, very attached to Radha Madan Mohanji. He said, no, you can't take. They are here, they're Jaipur's property. And she said, I won't get married then. So they had a pact that, okay, let's ask Radha Madan Mohanji whether they want to go with you or they want to stay here. So then they created a similar kind of deities, I think 3 or 4, and king told her that if you identify the real deity of Radha Madan Mohanji, you take them with you. And the daughter became very, very anxious. What to do? If they don't come with me, I'm not going to go. So she then, in the dream, Radha Madan Mohanji came in her dream in the night that, don't touch my face, touch my feet. And if you touch my feet, you will know it's me. So in the morning that day, she got up, she went, and she knew, she was absolutely confident that Krishna is helping her. And she went and stayed, she went and touched the feet of all 4 deities. And the one was that was real deity. She shut the feet, and she could feel it is a living body, not just stone, piece of stone. And she said, this is my Radha Madan. Yes. And they went. So she got married in Karoli. So that's what they went with her, Radha Madan Mohanji. Very sweet pastime, very sweet story. Yeah.
Real gem.
Yeah, this is in Karoli temple. A few pictures around there.
And the Karoli temple is about 170 kilometers from Jaipur. It's a bit far.
Yeah, quite a long way.
Quite long way. It's halfway through between Jaipur and Vrindavan.
Prasadam, again, Maharaja's Prasadam, he'd make that before we travelled and then feed us all.
So can you imagine, they left about 6 o'clock in the morning and Maharaj had already prepared Prasad in the morning.
Yeah.
Take it down. That kind of dedication. Simplicity.
Amazing, yeah. It looks like we've arrived in Govardhan.
Yes.
So this particular deity here is, guess what this particular deity is called? I'll give you 3 guesses. It's Dangati. This is the heart of Govardhan. Yes, this is where he got his name from. Yeah, this is right in the middle of Govardhan town. The temple there.
And that's the place most start their parikrama, their circumambulation of Govardhan.
Yeah, that's where Prabhus. This is the samadhi of Srila. Or is it?
That's
this is Kanupriya's guru. Right?
yeah.
Kanupriya's. This is Kanupriya's guru. Yeah. Govinda, yeah. Govinda Maharaj in Chaitanya Saraswat ashram where we stayed, and then we went to stay in an ashram. This is where it was a little bit more. This is more like living like a monk, rather than. I mean, if you go to an ISKCON guest house, it's like 5-star accommodation, right? They even give you a bag with toothbrushes and toothpaste and everything. Chaitanya Saraswat Mat was a bit more austere.
Well, that's how one should live in Vrindavan.
Yeah, right. Yeah. This was from.
That's how one should live. Meek and humble.
So one day we went to Vrindavan. We went to Vrindavan twice. Me and Dhanagati went the first time from Govardhan, which kind of Priya, to stay at the Chaitanya Saraswat around there for one night. We ended up staying there for 2 nights because there was a big march on. I don't know if you remember, there was some problem in Delhi where there was a bomb, some Muslims blew up some Hindus. There was a gigantic Hindu march going on all around India, so the streets were closed and everything, so we had to stay in Vrindavan for an extra night. Anyway, so we visited Radha Damodar temple, of course, where Srila Prabhupada lived. Beautiful place to visit. So a few photographs of that first visit to Vrindavan. This is on the bank of the Yamuna. This is the Yamuna River. At night, they put the candles on the river, which is very lovely. They float down the river. This is Dhanagati looking very, very happy in his accommodation in the ashram at Chaitanya Saraswat. As you can see, it's quite austere. We were invaded. My room was invaded by termites, so we had to pour turmeric everywhere to stop the termites from coming in. It was interesting. A few little photographs from around Vrindavan and me taking Charanamrita there. This is the temple, the Dhanagati temple, top of the roof. You can see Krishna holding up to Govardhan Hill here, on the top of the temple. This is the temple, the ashram, Chaitanya Saraswat Matha, where we stayed.
In Navadvip, yeah? Or
We're in Govardhan now.
Govardhan,
sorry. Yeah, this is Govardhan, sorry. As you can probably tell by this gentleman here who has a pile of rocks and is doing... We did parikram, but you see a lot of people doing parikram like this gentleman here, yes, where they lay down and go around the whole of the perimeter of Govardhan Hill by laying down, moving the mat one body length, lay down again, and, This gentleman didn't do it with 1 rock, he was doing it with about 108 rocks. I don't know how many rocks he's got. I don't know if he was cheating, or if he did all of these and then moved on one or not. I'm not sure. I didn't stay long enough to find out, but very austere, huh? Yeah. Imagine doing that. God, how long would that take you?
It would take a couple of years.
Couple of years,
yes.
Wow.
So he would do Dandavat at this place only, the number of times that he has the rocks, and then he moved to the next spot. Means just where he finished,
Yeah.
I met a devotee about 3-4 years ago. He's a Brajavasi.
And this gentleman has been doing parikrama for last 23 years. Last 23 years, continuous Dandavati parikrama throughout the Govardhan. His family, they have allowed him. He retired when he was age 50. And last 23 years, he has just been doing parikrama. They're not a crazy bunch. They are mad of Krishna.
Yeah, so these are a few pictures around Govardhan. Fascinating, it's a beautiful place to wander around. This was in the temple room, with the Swami, giving class. Dhanagati, back at Dhanagati again. Couldn't keep away. This is in Vrindavan. Yeah, Rupa Goswami.
Yeah, that's a good
Rupa Goswami's samadhi. Yeah. Prabhupada's rooms in the Radha Damodar temple. Not quite sure what this one was actually. The problem I had with following this Swami around is that they move very fast. And you go to one and Vrindavan has a lot of temples, right? There are a lot of temples in Vrindavan, and he was saying that we were going in a little group around all these temples. He was explaining them very quickly and very fast, so I don't remember.
I think that's Radha Damodarji.
Yeah.
That's Radha Damodarji.
Yeah. Okay. Can't remember what that one was. There were so many we visited, it's hard to remember. Do you remember Dhanagati? No? Okay. That's Radha Damodar. You'll see a lot of this, we do a lot of this, you'll see a lot of this laying down. In fact, we were doing it probably about once every 10 minutes, I think, when we were in Vrindavan, being taken around by the Swami, because we were moving so fast. Dhanagati? One, two. Sorry, I can't move.
Press the boost.
Thank you. Okay, so that's right, Damodar. So many, we haven't got time to actually explain all of them, but there's a lot of pictures of us on the floor here, as you notice. It's not because we're tired. We were doing a lot of dandavats at this particular point in time. And Kanupriya kept sending me pictures like this. It's on the banks of the Yamuna, I believe. Yeah. Some very beautiful places to visit. I think this was Lord Chaitanya's sitting place, I believe.
Yes,
Yeah, that's Lord Chaitanya used to sit on the banks of the Yamuna here. That's, yeah. So many pastimes, so many places to visit. Seva Kunj. Explain. Nathan explains it.
Yeah, so Seva Kunj is a place in Vrindavan where people still believe that Krishna comes around. There's one called Nidhivan, and that's the Seva Kunj where Krishna performs his pastimes. It is believed, but Krishna never kind of left Vrindavan, so he's constantly there. He is there eternally. But people believe that he comes and performs pastimes there.
It's just so much to do. It's just amazing places, aren't they? I'm conscious of the time, so I'm flicking through these pictures a bit fast now because time's getting on. So, Lord Chaitanya. Another cow. Down on the Yamuna. This here is Krishna's footprint. Just so if you, Krishna left an impression of his footprint here on this. That piece where the flowers are is a footprint of Krishna. This tree is where Krishna performed the pastime with the gopis where he stole their clothes. Now, a lot of misunderstanding about that pastime, because actually he was only 5 years old when that pastime was performed, so you tend to see pictures of him looking like a 16 or 17-year-old. It's not true. But that's the tree, that's where he sat and stole the gopis. Because the Yamuna River used to come up to here. It doesn't come up that far now it's all, but back then the Yamuna was up to this tree, so the gopis were bathing in the river and Krishna stole their clothes. But he was only 5 years old at the time, not like the pictures you see, a naughty teenager. No, so misunderstanding there. These things get distorted over time, unfortunately. Just another couple of pictures around Vrindavan. everywhere is Vrindavan in Krishna. This is Tulsi, I think, isn't it? Gardens, there's lots of Tulsi plants. And that one?
Radha Ramanji.
Yeah, yeah,
Radha Ramanji.
yeah. Yeah, very potent deity. This is all the samadhis of Narottam Thakur's samadhi. A few
That's
others.
the temple of Radha Gokulananda, isn't it?
Yeah.
You'll be glad to know I have some Mahaprasadam from Radha Gokulananda.
Oh,
I'll be
really?
picking up tonight.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Yeah, that's really nice. There's a lot of different samadhis there. Deities. Just generally, well, this is all what you see around Vrindavan, everywhere. Just sort of general photographs. You know what this one is called? Madhamadam Temple. This is where monkeys stole Nanagati's trousers.
Can we show your trouser? You know how it looks now? Can we show the trouser, please? You brought it here. Come on. No, why don't you tell the past man? Come on. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, it's 5 to 9, so I suppose we ought to just. I don't know if we're going to finish this, but back in Govardhan again. Govardhan Parikram with Kanupriya this time. We went round. This was that cow that was very, very, what's the word, expressive. Saw the camera and immediately was there. You know? Around these kunds. I think this is Brahma Kund, I think, if memory serves me correctly. So this is Govardhan Hill. You see how Govardhan Hill is now getting less and less and less. Once upon a time it was, you'll read the pastimes of Krishna, there was waterfalls and everything, but also as Kali Yuga progresses, Govardhan regresses as well. So just some photographs around. This is in Govardhan, I think. This looks like Shamakund, and this is Radhakund, I believe. Yeah, it's where Krishna. This is probably the most holy place on the planet, right? Radhakund is where Krishna and Radharani enacted most of their pastimes, very intimate pastimes around this area. So this is extremely powerful, the most holy place on the planet. Very beautiful. I think we can take it. That's Shamakund, I think, because Shamakund seems dark compared to Radhakund. Very dark, so it's called Shamakund. Sham meaning blackish. And it has a different feel to it completely. The atmosphere is totally different around Shamakund and Radhakund. It's really noticeable, you can really feel it, it's very powerful. This is the ashram where we stayed. This is another kund, I can't remember the name of this one now, I'd have to look up my notes. So Mansi Ganga Lake, this is Govardhan, with Swami was taking us all around these kunds, places. A few more pictures with my friend there who's trying to get in the photograph. Just some more sort of general photographs. I'm going to whip through these rather quickly now because we are short for time. But this is all in Vrindavan, which is, Vrindavan is an amazing place. I mean, you can't forget Krishna in Vrindavan, can you? Because everything is around, is Krishna. Everywhere you go, there's something to remind you of Krishna. Every temple, every corner, every wall, every painting, every shop, pretty much. Everything is Krishna. So lots of dandavats. There's so many places. Lots of samadhis. Dhanagati dancing. So that's a good dance, actually. Must be really blissed out there. So, these were some other gentlemen who were friends with the Swami who we went around with. Feels a shame to have to whip through these so fast, but time is getting on. And this is like normal all the time, people doing bhajans everywhere, all the time, constantly. It's so spiritual. So many temples. So many places we visited, it was, constant. This is Madhumahana temple at night. More Dandavats. This is the Chaitanya Saraswati temple, where the ashram where we stayed in Vrindavan. They've got a lovely temple room here. Very, very nice. And very beautiful deities. Waiting for the bus back to Govardhan from Vrindavan. Back in Govardhan again. That's the Govardhan. As you can tell, going on Parikrama again around other parts have gone to Govardhan, around Govardhan. So many places, so many kunds, it's just a constant, isn't it? Constantly, we're visiting all these places, these beautiful places. And there's so many pastimes. So just some general pictures of around Govardhan on the Parikrama. Very beautiful. And everywhere is a temple, or a shrine, or a samadhi, or a monkey. Or if you're in a white body and you stop for 2 minutes, you attract a lot of women. Generally, if you're a lady, Gandhi Priya was very popular with the ladies, wasn't she? She only had to stop for 2 minutes. They were coming around taking photographs and everything else. It's interesting because you'd think the white-bodied people are so still sort of quite a novelty. It seems, doesn't it? It's interesting, isn't it? This Radhakund again.
I think we're particularly amazed to see that white-bodied people also are Krishna Bhakt.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're also in devotion, so that amazes everyone.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's true. Yes, it's lovely. It's so sweet.
I
It's
think
such a
nowadays
sweet.
they started comparing. More white people are doing it, and less of Indians are doing the same amount of bhajans and everything. The young generation, especially.
Anyway, so I think we better pack up now because time is going on. Back to Mansikanga. I'll leave you with just a couple of pictures from Vrindavan. Praying with the cows. This is Vrindavan. This is Bhaktivedanta Swami High Street, the main street now in Vrindavan, even named after Prabhupada. That's the effect that Prabhupada's had on this place in the last since he built that temple there. So it's amazingly busy and amazingly vibrant place. And everybody should go. So I think we'd better pack up now. But anyway, so I hope I haven't bored you too much, but anyway, so next week it'll be videos. No, I'm joking. They're not home photographs, I like holiday snaps and like. Anyway, thank you, Brian.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you everyone. I hope you all enjoyed the pictures and had some glimpse of Mayapur, Kolkata, Jagannath Puri, Jaipur and Vrindavan. So in 3 weeks time we did a lot of whiz around and running around and stuff. Been a lot of places.
Yeah, and there was more. It's quite an intense trip, but amazing. You're the same. You're just taking
Very
Places are covered in 3 weeks.
Huh?
A lot of places are covered in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, very
A lot
intense.
of courage.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was really
But we had left close to 10 days just for Vrindavan, Govardhan places.
Ram,
Yeah, 10 days. Nice.
I was there for a month, and there were just so many places we didn't get to.
Yeah.
There's just tons of different places.
Yeah.
The magical thing is every time you come back from India, you don't feel that you've done everything. There's something still left.
Still there.
And then you go back.
You never completed.
During the last 6 years that we are here, 7 now, nearly 7. All of our holidays have been to India, and every time we feel like, oh my God,
This place is
that's been
left.
left this time. So no other holidays in between.
Yes.
Only India.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.